Hey, here we go.
We are live.
All right.
That
Hello, everyone. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Lee.
Hi,
Hello.
Lee
Hi,
and
Lee. Hi,
Lee.
Sarah.
I know now we used to have two Sarahs, so today's the first time I have a double Lee. Spelled differently, but sounds the same. So it's good to have another Lee.
Yeah.
um, so, hi, everyone. Today is March 30th, and is I think the last day of our theme of resiliency. And I want to thank you, Sarah, and I want to thank you, everyone who has been tuning in this whole entire month and be with us about your story, how you overcome it, where you draw strength from. Your resiliency is the energy that you need to draw all the time to get to where you are. And we have bypassed almost the end of the month, and this is the month that we also celebrate our 1 year anniversary, which we didn't really have a toast. We forgot about that at the book launch party. When I saw Sarah, we were supposed to do a toast live on Facebook, and of course we were too busy talking to each other and we forgot completely. But that's fine. We're gonna save it. We're gonna save it, and we're gonna do a big bang. I don't know when, but we'll be back. But today we have Leigh Gould to share with us her last leg of the resiliency, and then we're gonna transforming to hope and dream on April 1st. So, Sarah, thank you for bringing Leigh in because we have a little glitches. Our regular guest get an emergency, so she couldn't be here. And I want to thank Leigh so much for just hopping in and be with us.
Thank you for having me. My left eyelid is moving a little bit, fluttering, but I'm going to be okay.
Are you all
All right.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So, um, I'm going to kick off our show by introducing myself. Let's go very quickly, so we have plenty of time to talk. For Lee to talk. So I'm Sarah M. I grew up in Cambodia. I um I have a wonderful life when I was young, but when I attended college, my life was turned upside down, inside out. I was struggling with in the refugee, not refugee, in the communist regime when they took over our country and they mistreat us so badly. I almost died many times, but thank God He saved me and rescued me. I ran away from the group and also I escaped from Cambodia. I arrived here 40 years ago and I'm so grateful that I made it. I made it. So just to share, to let you know, never give up. Never give up because you will fight all the way until the end and you will find your resilience to cope with whatever comes your way. So we are talking about resilience today. So um, I'm so happy to talk about it. Back to you.
Thank you, Sarah. And a lot of time that we don't even know that we have that resiliency in us until something really happened to us and we become so superpower. We just recharge. We just do everything we can to get over it. And that's what we have been doing as my family came to America the same way. We were the boat people in 1980, escaped from the communists throughout out to the sea with a boat with 500 people and got pirated 4 times in the midst of the vast ocean. And the boat engines was broken, and we lost everything. The pirate get everything, no compass, no nothing. We didn't know where to go. So there was a few incident that we thought that was it, but we didn't give up. We almost did, but we didn't. And miracle sometimes happen to help our resiliency too. We can't say that we are almighty, that we can, we pray a lot to God And like God spare Sarah, God also spare the 502 people on my boat. And that's how we were able to get to America and starting all over again. Rebuild over and over and over. But today, okay, if you want to know a little bit more about my story, you can go to my website, leatran.com. I have a TEDx talk there. I also have a book that you can check it out. I Did Not Miss the Boat is the title. But today we have Leigh Gould that she's going to share with us some of her personal story, how she got over that resiliency, and we are interested to hear about it. Hi, Leigh.
Hi. Well, I'm so glad that both of you all are here. And it sounds like your stories are, I mean, they make my story seem kind of microscopic
Oh,
compared
no,
to
no, no. Don't feel like that.
what you go through. I mean, and what you went through and how, you survived. And I'm glad both of you all are still here. You know, that's
Yeah, I
amazing.
think, the suffering part is all perspective, right? I mean, to some people, um, the degree of trauma is suffering is still suffering. It could be a different degree of trauma. You don't know it until you get out of it, and then you say, "Wow, that was really terrible. I didn't know that."
Right. Hindsight.
Yeah, yeah. So share with us whatever you go through, because we all have people probably can relate to you more than to us, because a lot of people have the same situation that you are here in America. How many actually people? One in 100,000 maybe was boat people or survival of Khmer Rouge. Even though it sounds fascinating, but it did not relate as closely at home as to those people who are experiencing what you're experiencing. So there's no comparison here. I mean, it's just different way of seeing things. But yeah, so tell us your story.
Okay, well, I'm Leigh Gould. My position now is I'm an independent consultant with Rodan and Fields, and I basically help people with all kinds of ethnicities and all types of skin from age 2 to 102, or even older. People are living much older these days, and I help them with their skin. And the way that I started out doing this was I actually went through a rough time. I lost my position at a preschool when I was, let's see, when I lived in Atlanta. It was 2000, and I was looking for something because I felt like I wasn't being paid too terribly well, but I had a degree, and had a higher degree. I had seniority, and I was still let go. So I just it really shook me in a way that I haven't experienced that before. And I was also looking for a product for my son who had acne at the time. And so I just went on a little search, and I found that I could be a consultant with this company. And I had used these doctors' product prior when I was a teenager, and I believed in them.
Hmm.
So that's really how I got started. Um,
It could be a
and
life changing. I just
eventually,
Yeah. Go ahead. I think we have a
and
delay.
I also, oh, okay. But I was also, I mean, years later, I ended up going through a divorce, a pretty rough divorce. And I had been hospitalized twice for having panic attacks, and just, things were kind of falling apart all around me. And so it's like this became, my kind of my consistency. This became my when I was between jobs, I was a substitute teacher, and then I got another position. So, yeah, hindsight, when I look back at what it's done for me and how it's helped me, And I stuck with it. It was something that I felt like was very important to my family, and also to me.
Yeah, I wanna share with you a story. I think that sometimes people don't think, oh, just acne and skins, it's not big deal. But I have known people who deal with it. It is a huge deal, especially if it's a teenager, boys or girl, that you have a lot of acne, that creating a lot of confidence problem at school and pains. I have friends that who had kids that have so severe acne problem that they've gone through steroid, acupuncture, all kind of things, and it's just such a rough road to see the teenager that could not get over that. So your product probably had helped a lot of people build confidence as well, not just the beautiful skin, but that's the underlying of a lot of things, right?
Right. It's like
Yes.
it's the first thing, it's like a first impression, definitely when, and if you're comfortable in your skin,
Hmm.
then you definitely display that, more confidence. And a lot of kids, like you said, teenagers, even adults, a lot of time adults can, even though they never had acne before, they could develop acne later on in their lives, going through, when you have a lot of stress, when you go through hormone issues, things like that. Having a baby actually can
Hmm.
bring on acne, when
Oh,
you've never had it before.
right.
So,
Right.
yes, I like
And what
that.
about us? Those lines that we can erase that give us more confidence.
Right. Yeah. The anti-aging components, that we have in ingredients.
Hmm.
And I'm a big believer, in what these doctors can do. They are Stanford trained physicians.
Right.
They are ladies. I love that. That they're entrepreneurs, and that their mission really is to help, our confidence and help us with all types of issues, sensitivity, the melasma, the hyperpigmentation, the acne, even I have family members who have used one of our products for shingles, and it's really
Mm.
helped with the itching issues that they've had with the shingles. And we have products that help after chemo, in
Oh,
helping them
wow.
get their brows and their eyelashes back, because that is that when they look in the mirror, they're seeing a different person. They don't recognize that person
Yeah.
anymore. So that's why it's so much deeper, like you said, than, like vanity. It's not
Right.
really about vanity.
Right.
It's like
It's almost like you can't
being your.
recognize who you
Mhm.
are anymore. You kind of lost your identity because you look different.
Right, right.
So how does it help you establish when you were like falling apart with all your issue, divorce, and I mean, does it? How long did it take you to bounce back with all this confidence and helping other people? I mean, is it something else that you're doing, or you just focus on, you know, helping people with the skincare, and is it just skincare in this product, or is it something else beside it too?
Well, it is. It started out as skincare, and then gradually they added, the brow and the eyelash products, and then they added our Radiant Defense, which is it's like it looks like a cosmetic, but it's really a
Mm.
treatment for your skin, and it's tinted. So some people like to have something on their, a little bit of color on their skin,
Like
or to blend
tan,
in.
like a little tan.
We do have a tanner, actually a sunless tanner, and
Mm.
but this is more. It looks like a makeup, but it's
Mm.
a skin treatment.
Oh,
So
okay.
even if you fall asleep with it, it's okay. It's not gonna, hurt your skin or make it break
Uh
out.
huh.
And so I did run. I stuck with this business while I was transitioning into like another position. And, I just felt like this helped me stay afloat. It helped give me, I'm very passionate about it. I always have been. In businesses, there's ups and downs in any type of
Yeah.
business. And you just have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
You go with the times.
I have seen quite a few people who post about how their lashes difference after they use it for like a couple months. So I was really impressed with the product. But most of the people I've seen, like some of my friends, they're nurses and they have full profession, but they also have rodent and field on the side as a side business. So how difficult is it during the pandemic for you to run a business at home that you are so much counting on as a main source of income?
Well, actually, it went okay. I mean, I think there was like a month or two when I think other people were trying to get regain their footing. Like what's going on, what's happening. This is something that obviously in my lifetime I've never experienced to this extent.
Nobody has.
Right, and hopefully, it could happen again, but at least
Yeah.
we've been through it once.
Mm.
And so I would say that, I did my customers were adjusting, and then they eventually, were reaching out to me. Hey, I'm having problems because I'm wearing these masks all day. My skin's
Yeah.
breaking out, and how can you help me with that? So I was able to do that. I could give them recommendations
Hmm.
and help them, and you know,
You can't get
life
together
goes
for a
on.
party, huh? But you probably can get together with a Zoom party.
A lot of Zooms, a lot of virtual Zooms.
Uh
To
huh.
tell you the truth, I kind of like it better because when I lived in Atlanta, I was in my car, all the time. I put so many miles on my car because you don't get anywhere in Atlanta without driving 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So those events were difficult. And if it's raining, well, forget it. Nobody gets in their car in Atlanta when it's raining because they know they're going to be sitting in traffic. So using Zoom has made it so much easier for me, and I can still get my message out. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but at least I can still
Yeah.
talk to other people. I can
Probably
still
make a lot more trip to the post office then.
I do. I send out a lot of samples
Yeah.
because people want to see it, they want to feel it,
Mhm.
they want to experience and see how their skin feels
Okay.
right away. So yes, I love sending out samples. My business, we have quite a few, and I love that we have before and after pictures because they are real people. And I think that's another thing that's helped me is being relatable.
Mhm.
That I am not a supermodel. I am not, um, this actress. When you go into stores, you see those pictures and the posters, and we are real people.
Yeah.
And that's how I share what
I
they do.
like I like the part that the product actually help patient to grow back their confidence because many people have gone through harsh treatment in cancer and they lose their hair, they lose their lashes, their eyebrow, and this is actually a good way to help them regain their confidence. So it's a life-changing product in a way.
Right, right. And actually, I know my products aren't made for pets. But one time I was with some friends and we were at the beach, and their dog had this itchiness like in his foot. He kept gnawing on his foot, and I was like, "Hey, I've got some Soothe. Why don't you try it?" So she put it on the dog's
Really?
foot, and the dog did not. I mean, the dog was fine after that. So it worked.
Hey, you never know, right? Here's an experiment.
Right,
Well, the dog
right.
is skin too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So maybe vets, that could be another growing field. We'll see.
So how is your son still using the product?
He is. He
Uh-huh.
is 20. He is about to be 28 years old.
Oh
He started
wow.
when he was 16. So, I mean, you can't cure acne. You either
Mm.
grow out of it, or your hormones change and you
Contain
can
it.
grow out of it. But you just have to treat the cycle,
Mm.
is what you have to do. So, yes, he is. He actually was in the very first consultant flip book that my company came out with,
Mm-hmm.
of sharing pictures. So his picture is in there, and I almost put his picture on the side of my car, and of course I didn't. But he's a doctor now, and he can pay for it himself.
Well, he can
So
prescribe, he can tell people, he can sell for you.
he can refer me, yes, and
Right, right.
actually there's no prescription required. So
Mm-hmm.
we are the most that you can get without a prescription.
Mm.
So and we do have some dermatologists that offer this product, which is very
That's
exciting for
nice. Yeah. Well, I have to say that I'm very, very, very lucky. I've got inherited my mom's skin, so I almost never have acne, even when I was a teenager. And
are very
I,
lucky.
I am very, very lucky. Lots of people thought I spent like major money. All I did is using whatever moisturizer that I can find. Sometimes very high end, sometimes very low end. But I have seen people, it doesn't matter what they do, their skin one after the other. I think is in the genes, sort of, in a way, sometime. And sometimes it's the lifestyle, maybe stress. Oh, I have a lot of stress, but I just get a different pain instead of my skin. I've got my stomach. So each time you get stress encounter, it might attack a different place in your body.
Right. Now you must take care of your skin in some way. You must use sunscreen, or something when you're outside
I
to.
never really used moisturizer until I came to America. And it just because that we were in Minnesota. And I didn't even know, but our skin were cracking because it's so cold.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the sponsor finally say that you need to put some, moisturizer or else but no, and summer, sometime I do make sure because in Florida, right? You burn so easily in Florida. And yeah, I do, but I'm still not as careful as I should be. But because I'm kind of take it for granted that I've got an advantage of the skin. But if I know that if I have problem, I would probably work on it very hard. But God, you can't get everything. I'm short and small, so I get disadvantage of something. So God give me something else. So I'm just like, thank you, God. At least something I can brag about.
That's okay. I'm short too. It can be seen as an advantage. You never know.
I know. That's good. We can see eye to eye. I don't have to look up next time I see you. But yeah, so this is great. So anything else you want to share with our audience about, resiliency, something you learned, something that get you through that, difficulty that you can thrive on?
Well, I think the main thing is belief, and belief is so important, really, in anything that you do. I can believe in my brand, my doctors,
Mm-hmm.
my products, but if I don't believe in myself or
Sure.
what I'm doing, then I'm not going to be effective, and I'm not going to get my message out. So I think that is the most important thing. And I've had a mentor this year, and I have really worked on my belief, because I mean he teaches that we all have red light stories, and those are stories that other people have given us. It's almost like we're in somebody else's movie,
Yeah.
and teaching us that if we work on our mindset, and we realize that we just look at this situation, and we see what is our story that was a negative story, then we can change it into a positive story, or a green light story, and just change it. And then it constantly tell ourselves that and remind ourselves and write it down. That's the main thing that I've learned,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like your mind gets you in that trouble. So your mind is going to keep you in that mindset unless you start writing things down, journaling, or, as soon as it happens, becoming more aware when it happens, and telling yourself a different story, rewrite that
Yeah,
story.
that is
So
beautiful. That is beautiful. I love that analogy. Red light, green light. A lot of people in the yellow light zone, which is good. That's the patient zone. I think that is the one that you're switching gear.
uh-huh.
So it's good to be acknowledging it. I think that's the first step to slow down, stop, breathe, and acknowledging that that's the red light zone. You gotta stop. Don't plow through, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could be
Yeah.
dangerous. So yeah, I think that is so true. And believe in yourself is the place that where you can actually switch to yellow from red. You believe, you stop, you look at it around, and it's like, I can cross this. Now I'm gonna wait. So that that yellow light is aware that you are start analyzing, writing down journal, and start figure out how you're gonna switch gear to green. And I love that analogy. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Mm.
And
So how have you grown personally and professionally since you start this business?
well, I think for one thing, I have always been in the helping field. My background is counseling and teaching, and I was also a counselor in a treatment center for teenage girls many years ago. And I've worked in an alternative school. So I was always helping, and I didn't really see myself as a salesperson or being salesy. And so by developing, myself and working on becoming just more outspoken and braver. I used to be that kid in the school, in the classroom, that sat in the back and
Me
don't
too.
call on me, because if you call on me, I would almost lose my voice. I mean, I was terrified. So just, I think this has helped me grow and have a service, mindset. Because if you feel like you're helping somebody, you shouldn't be fearful.
Mm,
It kind of, it ups the uh, the helping and the faith. Um, you
yeah.
know, if you know that you're helping, then you are living through faith. If you are, otherwise you're living through fear. And you all know that more than anybody, that fear does not serve you.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I have grown in that area of being able to speak and be listened to, and to say something worthwhile, and continue to help, and it just has to do with skin. That's where I'm helping.
I think that if people want to be daring, have a business because that force you to speak, to be confident. I was the same way. I was a research chemist. I don't like to talk in front. And then until I have the business, I knew that how important it was to be out there networking and talking, not necessarily selling, but marketing. How do you market? By building relationship. And how do you build relationship? By speaking, by talking, connecting. And that is the part that I think that resilience does not come overnight, but is built over time and time and time. It practice over practice and practice. And I think, having a business is almost like you have a baby. You just have to force to do everything you can for your baby.
Right. And you're never going to be perfect, right?
Right, right.
You learn that you fail and you fail and you fail, but at least you're growing, and you might change things up a little bit.
Yeah,
If you feel like, if you don't keep doing it if it's not working,
right.
but you try different things, and as long as you're growing, you
And
know.
not just you grow, the baby will grow. Your business grow because you grow. And it's
Right.
so satisfying to watch a baby that's growing, right? Just to look at your business that's growing. So that's my analogy of having a business and being confident because you are a mom. You're the owner. You have to be out there, hustle and bustle, just to make sure that your baby is growing.
Right.
And I so appreciate the story, and I totally can relate to what you're going through. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and thank you so much for being here. Another Leigh,
Yeah.
yay!
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you everyone for listening in, and I promise we're gonna get Greta back at some point. So something happened. So, but we're so grateful that Leigh's here. So
Thank you. And I hope she feels better. I hope she's not, too much under the weather.
yeah, I hope not.
Mhm.
So, okay, I think that's concluding our resilient theme for March. We
Yeah.
made it! Yay!
All right. So what's coming up for April?
Hope and dream and resurrection. I mean, it's Easter time. It's the time of spring of everything. Vaccine is here. Everybody is going to be safe out there. So it's a lot of hope and dream. And then we're going to have some reality check into it too, just so that we're not bubbling on the cloud. So we have dream and hope, and we also want to check in our reality so we can match up with our hope and dream. So that's what we're going to have for April. So if you have any friends, anybody who want to be on here with us and talking about how your hope and dream have bring you to a place that reality check is the dream. And it's the best thing is you will stay awake in your dream, not going to sleep in your dream. So, all right.
All right.
Yeah, I think we just passed the mark. And thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. And we will see you April 1st. No
Okay.
fool. We're going to be here still.
Right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Leigh.
Bye bye.